Our next contestant, Srinivas KM, with his speech entitled Delicious and Refreshing. Delicious and Refreshing, Srinivas KM.
Delicious and refreshing. I can't leave it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know me personally, you know that me and Coke share a special bond. In my good times, in my bad times, in my worst times, he was there with me. When I was about to write exams, Coke would inspire me. When I'm coming here to give a speech, oh, this inspires me. And until I realized that Coke has been part of my life at different stages in a very special way. Delicious and refreshing was the tagline of Coke in 1886, the first tagline. Things changed. And I remember that how Coke moved on, I moved on. When I was about 5 or 6 years ago, I remember I was busy like a bee. And that's where I saw a bee buzzing around. Bzzz, and I was disturbed. I decided to do what every little young warrior would do. It's a battle. I picked up a stick and I started chasing the bee. I did all the kind of things I would know, like a ninja or samurai or any warrior would do with my stick. But the bee was good. It escaped every time. I couldn't even hit its wings. Then it was a decision, fight or flight. The bee took the flight and I decided to continue the fight. I chased the bee. I went upstairs and there I saw the bee. And that's when I realized my sword wasn't the best. I picked up another one. This was better. This was like a baseball bat. And I remember walking and staring. My eyes were focused on the bee. And I walked looking around for the bee. And then it realized that it went back to its hive, its palace. I wasn't scared. I was 5 years old. I stood in front of the hive, looking at the bee. One step right, one step left, with pride, passion, and power. I whacked the beehive, and they all flew. Victory! I felt. Do you know that bees have an incredible teamwork? They are the colony full of communication, cooperation, and collaboration. And they are very quick. They collaborated, they communicated, and the entire hundreds of bees were after me chasing. As they charged, I ran. Mommy! Next moment, I was on my mommy's lap with bee stung all over my face. It was painful. It was unforgettable. And that's a year Coke had a tagline. Have a Coke and smile. And I said, well, that's life. Move on. Had a Coke and smile. Years later, a bit far away, that's where I came to Malaysia to meet my ex-girlfriend, current wife. 2005, we got married. And if you think this tie looks odd on this shirt, I purposely wore it. Because this was the tie I wore on my wedding day. As we exchanged vows, it was amazing. And Coke had a tagline, have it real. And I realized that marriage is real. Now marriage is a special institution where you enter and you have no clue. You have no clue before you enter, right, marrieds? And you have no clue even after you enter. And I realized that is special because it was real. Soon after, it was few years, and that's when the special things happened. 2010, I had a daughter, my firstborn. 2013, my second kid. Amazing. And among those years, Coke's tagline was, open to happiness. And kids definitely opened my life to happiness. Now we fight less with each other. With me and my wife, we fight more together with the kids. Now I don't chase honeybees. My kids chase them and I chase my kids. Now I realize things have been different. Being a father, being in Malaysia. But if you're wondering that during today I'm not wearing the same trousers as my wedding day, it's because of all the nasi lemak and the prawn sambal. They are still staying alive. And I know one thing in life, that we go through many things. So when I joined Toastmasters in about 2 years ago, things changed. It opened a new world to me. It opened a world which I had no idea. The world of communication, collaboration, teamwork, and leadership. Things which honeybees taught me many years ago. And the recent tagline of recent tagline of Coke is, taste a feeling. And in 2 years, I have tasted the feeling of being a Toastmaster. I have tasted the feeling of being cooperating with one another, communication, leadership, and there's so many things I could talk about, but the timer will say not enough time. But I know that tasting Toastmasters was one of the best things I could ever achieve in my life. And this was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and friends, in our life, we will taste many things. Sometimes you will not like what you taste. Sometimes it will not be tasteful. But the most important thing in life is to keep going on with a smile. Because you will look back and say, it was delightful and refreshing. Back to you.